I had a kind of, I won't say a rough childhood, but it wasn't like all sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't perfect. We ate out a lot, and there was also financial struggles growing up. Lost a couple of houses, then coming home from school and like stuff being outside, and it was hard sometimes. We were always fed and we always had a roof over our head, but just not always knowing how our situation was going to be. Not knowing if the electricity was going to be on or stuff like that. So I guess like anxiety and just being unsure of what was next. Kind of, like I said, we'd always eat out, and that became like a comfort for me. And I was a very emotional eater, and I was always overweight growing up. I actually played football growing up through Little League, and then high school I played my freshman year, and ended up working 2 jobs to help pay some stuff, and ended up dropping out of high school. Kind of only got worse. Like I started smoking cigarettes, whacking them out, just anything, doing whatever my friends were doing, stuff like that. And the food situation, I was working in restaurants and it didn't get any better, it just kept getting worse. I had no motivation to do anything. Like I was just living life day to day with like no goals, struggling to even want to go do anything. I was 400 plus pounds, and I don't know how much I was over 400 because the scale that I had only went up to 400. And when I got on it, it didn't work. So and it was miserable. Like some days I didn't even know why I was here. I remember one day I was just sitting there, and I'm 18 years old, and I just started having chest pains. And I was just like, I can't do this. Flushed my cigarettes down the toilet and started doing like home workout programs, changing what I was eating, just getting some movement in. I saw a huge benefit. I started dropping some weight, getting rid of those cigarettes, and I noticed my energy was going up. I was starting to have more motivation to get up and do stuff when I started seeing some results just from making those little changes. And the more I started seeing those little results, the more I wanted to do it, and it just kind of kept going from there. There was nobody really around me pushing me. It was just all me doing it. There was like my parents would tell me they were proud of me and stuff like that, but that was pretty much it. There was nobody really there to push me on the days that it was hard. It wasn't easy. It was very hard doing it on my own. I got comfortable where I was, and I kind of just went back to some old habits because I thought I was in the clear. I thought I did it, and didn't really think about it. I was doing the whole looking in the mirror oh, I still look okay. I can keep eating like this. I still look okay. I can keep eating like this. And then eventually there was one day where I looked in the mirror and was like, oh no, I shouldn't have been eating like that, because I was almost right back where I started. I can tell you right now, it was like 7 or 8 times that I did that. So this last time is the first time I've ever been able to keep the weight off for more than 6 or so months. I stuck with it all last year, and even though I've had struggles this year and put back a little bit, I haven't put on near as much as I usually would. Just becoming a father. My daughter's name is Hazel. She's about to be a year old. She just makes me happy. Waking up in the morning, going in her room, and she's just standing there smiling, with that big old smile on her face, start the day with that. And then after work, getting off work, going to pick her up, same thing. She sees me, she gets excited. There's really no better feeling in the world than that. Just seeing her excitement to see me, it just makes me super happy. Some of the things that I had to witness growing up, especially with my dad, just him not being able to be at certain things because of health issues, because he wasn't as mobile as he could have been. So things like he wasn't at my wedding, my sister's wedding. My younger sister, I had to walk her down the aisle at the wedding because he couldn't physically be there. Sports games, I know when I ended up going to college and playing basketball, it would have meant more than anything for me if he was there, but he just couldn't be there. He was overweight for a long time and unhealthy, and he would always just say, you don't want to end up like me. The last words he said to me was, just make sure you take care of yourself and your family. Just knowing that he would never be able to see her again, and, like I said, he was always there for us emotionally, and just, all the advice he would give. And now I'm a father, and like I can't ask him questions or advice or tips on anything, because he was always good for that. And I can't ask him those questions anymore. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to have those struggles. I don't want to have to miss things. I want to be there for my child, not just mentally, but physically be around, to be able to go out and if whatever she wants to do. If she wants to dance, like go out and dance with her. If she wants to play sports, go out and play sports with her in the yard. I want to be there for those moments and physically just be able to do it without being winded, without having to sit down and tell them, hey, you go play while I catch my breath. I don't want to have those barriers. And I just told myself like that I never want my daughter to have to go through that. If it's something I can control, that I want to be there for everything that she does. And I knew I had to get myself together and keep myself together if I wanted that to be. So I got into the app, and it wasn't just an immediate switch. Like I said, it's hard to get back into like getting those routines going again, getting up, fighting yourself out of bed to go to the gym, talking yourself into not making those bad decisions when it comes to food. Like I would still have my days where I would eat bad, but I started like implementing like healthy eating a little more and more, having that food scanner in there, making it easy to just like not have to go in and type in, like looking at all the labels and saying this has this much, this has this much. Like you can literally just scan and it's in there just like that. That made everything way easier. From there on out, it was like, it's time to do it. I went out every day, kept my daughter on my mind, no matter how I felt, no matter when I felt like didn't feel like doing it. It's like you have to do it. Like that's all it is to it, is getting out and doing it regardless of how you feel. And it wasn't for a challenge, it wasn't for anything like that. It was for like my health, my well-being, and being able to be the best father I can be. My wife has been the biggest support system I've had through the whole thing, just because she's here. She sees me every day. She sees the stuff I'm doing. She knows what I'm doing wrong, and she knows what I'm doing right, and she's not scared to call me out when I'm doing wrong. But not only that, like she'll make compliments and say stuff when I'm doing the right things too. Just like I said, holding things down around the house so I could go out and do these things, because she knows how important it is to me, and she knows how important it is to our family. I lost the weight, which caused me to be a lot better husband, a lot better son, friend to my friends, because I was actually like finding happiness within myself, and I wasn't stressed about that side of things. So if you're somebody who's struggling and you don't know where to turn, you feel like you don't have people there to support you, you need a community behind you that's gonna pick you up when you fall, cheer for you when you're doing good, I highly encourage you to download the first Phorm App today and get started. I promise you, if you do what's asked of you inside the app, you won't regret it.